we straight chillin', serial killing, pre-cold villains on the mic, got you reeling. 5-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a 1-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Beelzebub, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds? And welcome to another confirmed episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice and dice, chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for this evening. This is episode 544, recorded on Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Tonight we're talking about The Conjuring Last Rites. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy, Rand Diesel. What's up?
Jesus Christ.
It
Delay.
just means I've more shit I gotta do now.
Fucking lag. I swear to Christ. It's going to kill me.
Do. I bet you swear. I bet you do. Last but not least, calling in from Seoul, South Korea, we got your boy, Soju. What's up?
Oh, what up? It's your boy, Father Stains, ready to hear your confessions, boys. Bob, how many blues did you buy this week?
One, actually.
That's going to cost you
That's a
3 Hail Marys and some power squats.
And some
powers.
power.
What church is this again? Church of the cleansing swollenness.
Need to heal your soul and your body there, Bob.
Well, all right.
Gotta get jacked for Jesus, bitch.
One Hail Mary and some power squats. I can do that.
Damn.
Hail Mary, done. What else was it? Well, I'll get to the next. It's fine. Boys, The Conjuring. So apparently this is the final movie in the Conjuring series. I don't believe the Conjuring franchise, because that includes like the Annabelle movies and the Nun movies and La Llorona, but like the Conjuring series outright. This is supposed to be the last one. Yeah, apparently. So
Okay.
yeah.
I thought it was the whole franchise. I'm both unsurprised and deeply bummed.
Yeah.
Damn.
So this to date, this is actually the most the highest grossing horror movie franchise of all time. I believe it's like $1.3 billion, I believe.
They beat out Saw, right?
man.
Saw was number 2.
Yeah.
I think.
Saw's way up there. Saw has, damn, what was that? 13 movies? How many Saw movies are there? I forget.
10. They just
is
did
there-
X.
But
Yes.
then you also have the
Does that include Spiral
thing,
too?
right?
I forget.
I thought so, but I'm not sure. I don't fucking know.
It
Who
might
cares?
include Spiral. I really can't remember. Anyway, this is the 10th Conjuring franchise movie, so they might be on par, and this franchise just slightly edged out Saw. I don't know. So they make a lot of money, and we're talking about The Conjuring Last Rites. We've actually reviewed all other Conjuring movies on this program, so
Oh, okay.
Check
Well,
out all
check that
those
franchise off the
episodes.
list, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, it's amazing what affection for one movie can do to your schedule in a podcast.
yeah.
You know, it's kind of like our we fell into the trap. Same thing with Stranger Things. You know, once we started, it was hard to stop. Wasn't
Mhm.
it?
I
Time
guess
will tell.
Hmm.
We definitely be smoking that peace pipe with this shit. Just
Time
hitting
will
that
tell.
shit every time they let one out.
So we're talking about The Conjuring Last Rites tonight. Before we do so, let's hit up a little bit of housekeeping. So our October poll is currently posted over on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this October. Actually, 3 movies we're talking about this October. So our October poll is handled slightly differently. The 3 hosts of the show each program a triple feature based on themes. 3 different themes. Themes.
We know how you guys like themes.
You love a
We're
theme.
giving you all the themes, baby.
You're voting on theme alone. You don't know what the movies are until the poll is closed, and then the winning theme will announce the three movies we're talking about. Check.
And the others will be lost to history unless we decide otherwise, because sometimes we do
Unless we
that.
just announce it the day after on Slack.
Like, oh yeah, it could have been these three.
I gotta restart. I'm sorry, boys.
Oh, damn.
I got a hella
Restart from
delay.
scratch?
Yeah. No, just give me
Oh.
a second.
Gotcha.
I got a delay
Well,
for
I'll
some
check the
reason.
fantasy then. Whoa.
Wow.
This is my fantasy. And this is definitely staying on the behind the scenes, so. Whoa, looks like them Jags won, Bob. Oh, Bob can't hear me. It looks like them Jags won, Randy.
Oh,
How about them
cool.
Jags?
You know, I already
Let's-
knew that, of course.
You know what,
Biggest
Randy? Let
fan.
me check on your team, the Washington.
The Washington.
I don't have any of their players, so let me check on them.
I'm
Who
sure
plays
they're
for them? Terry.
doing
Scary
football.
Terry. Did they win
They're
today?
footing the ball.
They
are
won
footing-
21-6. Look at us, boys. All our teams on top.
Winning ass motherfuckers on this call right now. I deserve that reflected glory. Give it to me. Give it to me now.
I did something.
I just like you look up and I'm wearing a Commander's hat, Commander's jersey. Oh hell yeah, dude!
We killed that shit.
And they're like, oh wait, no, actually you lost. And it's like, fucking goddamn.
They are footing the ball.
They're
Okay,
footing it.
we're rolling. We're doing it.
Rolling.
So yeah, you're voting on theme alone this month. You got your three hosts on the show. We each programmed a triple feature. You're voting on theme alone. After the poll closes, you will then know what the three movies are. The themes you're voting on are Monster Mash, Nightmares, and Pay the Price.
Whoa,
Ooh.
Bob. How those numbers looking?
Well, Pay the Price, last place. 15% of the vote. Second place, you got Nightmares with 35% of the vote. And first place, Monster Mash with 50% of the vote.
All right.
Damn, that's
not
a pretty
too
commanding
far.
lead so far.
Well, 50-35, yeah. That's not too
I mean,
bad. So
It's a
I
good
mean, it could
20%.
just lose. It could just Monster Mash could just like crash and burn, and it's possible.
like the QJ coin, it was straight to the top, and then
It still is. It still is.
You gotta buy the dip.
You gotta buy. Yeah, when it dips, you buy more, and that way, when it crests, then
To say crests again.
when it crests.
Oh, yeah.
But when do I
Then-
get mine? When does Soju get his, Bob?
Oh,
That's all I wanna
does
know.
Soju
See, we're
want
creating a
his
circle. It's a
tendies?
circle.
Oh,
Just-
All
okay.
moves
It's
in a
like
big circle.
it's like a internal economy, right?
It's an internal economy. It just keeps minute going like this.
What you need
Nice.
to know is that at the end of the day, the
Uh-huh.
straight chillin' boys eat tendies.
Okay.
What?
We are all on the
you
same
you have had
page
a few
here.
beers, haven't you?
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh
I
God,
know what
it's like 2
tendies
weeks again, all
means.
over again.
You guys know what I'm talking about. Get those votes in. We'll see what three movies we're talking about in October. In other Patreon news, we're dropping minicasts every other Friday. We just dropped one last Friday. Your boy Rand Diesel was talking about a little movie called Together.
Come
Together.
together.
Yeah,
right
man.
now. Right now.
Is it based on the song, Randy?
It's based on the song. They they brought in a hologram of John and Yoko to make that happen. I don't know
To
why
make you
Yoko's not involved in
come
that song. What am I
together?
fucking talking about?
Randy,
I don't know.
you should be embarrassed.
Are you embarrassed right now?
Oh,
You
almost
should
almost
be.
100% of the time. Yeah,
I live in embarrassment, baby.
that's my home, baby.
Do you like that though? Do you like it?
Oh, I'm pretty embarrassed about it.
Cool.
Which just
Check out
feeds into the
Randy's
embarrassment, you see. It's just
Randy's review of Together. Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah.
Next up, you got your boy Soju talking about the first season of Penny Dreadful, dropping
yeah.
Friday, September 12th.
Nice. Yep, that's I would encourage anyone if it's been a while or if you've never seen that show to definitely check it out. It's the perfect time right now. And it
Mhm.
held up. It was really good. It's probably like my third watch of it, I think, all the way through at least.
How many like seasons are there again total?
Three. There's three total, and the first two are really good, and that third one I really don't remember. I know it ends really
They got
quickly,
cut short.
and
Yeah,
maybe it
it's
starts strong. Yeah,
they do actually wrap it up from my memory. It's been a while since I've seen it. I feel like they actually do land the plane, but like you can tell
yeah.
they're like halfway through
It was an
production.
emergency landing.
They were
It
like,
was.
this is all you got. So they kind of yeah.
I said, oh,
That flight's
okay.
being driven by Nathan Fielder. So
But yeah, those
so we all
first
know
two,
it just made
first
it.
two are really cool.
It's very, very, very solid. Yeah. Check it out. That's about no, actually that's not all we got
Oh, we got more
regarding
housekeeping, Bob.
Patreon.
Oh,
We got
Nope.
we got a very special message regarding something coming down the line with Patreon. Rand Diesel, do you have that ready
yes,
to
he
I will
go?
in a
does.
second.
He's got it
Randy,
right
are you prepping?
now.
Are you edging us? Are you edging the audience right now?
Please edge
I
with
am
me.
so on edge. I don't know
You're gonna be
what-
on that edge for a minute because I can't find
This
it.
is
Oh
gonna
my
be going
God.
on the edge.
It's gonna be
I swear to
so
God.
good
Oh, no.
when you find it. It's
Oh,
gonna be
no.
amazing. Oh, the fucking
Oh, hi there. It's me, Sexy Dracula. Once again, the straight chilling crew made me an offer that I just could refuse. But I did not want to deprive you of me, Sexy Dracula. So I'm here to tell you about the Straight Chilling's 5th annual Chilloween party on Friday, October 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be a surprise film screening with commentary and drinking game, a costume contest, and horror trivia hosted by everyone's favorite spider monkey, Caitlin from Plug It Up Podcast. All you have to do is sign up on the Straight Chilling Patreon at any level, and you're invited to the sexiest graveyard smash of your life. Be sexy this Halloween season and come chill at Straight Chilling's 5th annual Chilloween party on Friday, October 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dost thou want to live chilliciously? Sexy Dracula out!
You know, I'm still not sure what ethnicity should be offended by that accent, but somebody ought to be.
All
Well,
right.
We can all look forward to everyone's favorite spider monkey hosting trivia this year.
Whoa, it's gonna be extra
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. Probably. Probably also just better in general. So
Probably.
keep an eye out. Keep an eye
I
out
mean,
for that.
better than our amazing trivia. We're always so on the ball.
Ooh, Halloween party, boys. We're getting ready for them parties. You got your costumes lined up?
Ooh, not quite yet. I've got a few ideas.
Yeah.
How about you?
No.
Okay, great. Always prepared.
I know what I'm doing. I just gotta like
I know I'll be there.
it. I gotta do it. I know what I'm doing.
Oh man,
I'm sure it'll be
I am
great.
excited though. We do have some fresh, hot, piping hot merch available, limited time only for the Chilloween 2025 edition.
Ooh,
Check that shit out. It has gotten a
gonna go look at it.
more significant update this year than in the past years. So give it a look. I'm pretty happy with it. I bought one.
Where can the people find it, Randy?
That right there is on tpublic.com, and I
Whoa.
believe it's well,
If
whatever.
you go
Look for
to our
Straight Chilling
website, if you
Podcast.
go to straightchilling.com
Yeah.
and then on the shop tab, it'll
Yeah.
take you straight there. That's where I just hopped on. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Ooh, there's two of them.
Is there?
There's
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 two
one with the full
designs.
logo and one with just the illustration.
I bet they look fucking
They
rad.
both say straight chilling
Hey.
on them. Oh, I might buy this
Ooh.
one right now.
Fuck.
Live on the air.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Get it, baby. Get that shit. That's like
Get it while the getting's good.
See, it's
That's
an
like
internal
40 cents for
economy.
us.
See?
It keeps going like this in the circle. See? You're gonna expense that, right? So
I'm just gonna charge it to the This is what your Patreon dollars go to. Ooh, there's some vintage Halloween stickers. Ooh, this is cool.
Are there? Oh,
At the
shit.
bottom, yeah, there's like little suggestions, and there's like some really cool stuff. Vintage.
Do we get paid for that, or like,
Probably.
we
We
don't
don't get
buy
paid for
them?
our shirts.
we barely get paid for our shirts. I
We
wouldn't
get like
imagine.
a couple bucks or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah,
Oh,
check
yeah.
out Rand Diesel's fresh piping hot designs over on TeePublic
Mm-hmm.
for a limited time only.
Streetwear.
Limited.
Do it. Do it.
Limited.
Get it while the getting's good.
Limited.
I think our house is clean.
For me, it is. Let's roll. Eventually, when the fucking lag catches up. There it is.
Let's get into the main event. We're talking about The Conjuring Last Rites. We're kicking it off with the back of the box.
Aren't we just?
What's on the back of the box?
Ooh, boys. Wrapping up another franchise.
Bob, you got to get this box set, right? You got to complete the set. Did you order that blue?
No, I don't own part 3.
Bob, the set.
I don't know that I'll own this one.
I can see the gap on your shelf right now where it's supposed to go.
I don't
So
own
dusty.
the Nun
It's so
2.
obvious.
Lonely.
That huge gap, Bob.
I know. I don't have any movies. I got nothing. I just don't.
It just makes your shelves look so bare without it.
I am a poser. Okay. Damn, Randy cut himself off.
I mean,
We're
it took
talking
like
about-
20 minutes for that to place.
The Conjuring Last Rites, brand new movie, still in theaters, rated R, with a runtime of 2 hours and 15 minutes. This was directed by a boy Michael Chavez, written by just a bunch of people, starring just a bunch of people. And the plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren take on one last terrifying case involving mysterious entities they must confront, which is every movie. That describes
That's a summary of The Conjuring.
Wait
for sure.
a second.
Every movie. There
Which
you go.
one is this again? I watched.
Oh, it's the one where they investigate a
Annabelle
paranormal
dropped a
haunting.
deuce.
Yeah.
Thank you, IMDb, for that synopsis.
Annabelle
So
blew
the
out my bathroom. That's the one I watched.
Annabelle blew out my back is
Jesus
Conjuring
Christ.
69.
Those are two very different movies.
It's
than
my
I saw.
favorite
I think-
of the
did you,
franchise.
Did you find your stream on Pornhub by chance?
I bought a ticket and walked into a theater.
Whoa, in the 70s.
That's all I
Yeah.
can say. Michael Chavez, he directed La Llorona, The Curse of La Llorona, The Nun 2,
Oh,
Conjuring
no.
3, and
no.
The Conjuring Last Rite. So he's directed 4 of the 10 movies in this franchise.
Four
Four of the
of
good
them.
ones.
The good
Four of the good ones.
ones.
And brand new release, obviously first time watch for all 3 of us here. Boys, would you recommend folks at home check out The Conjuring Last Rites? Rand Diesel, kick us off.
Not really, no. I mean, like, if you like this franchise, go for it. If you're if you're dying to see Ed and Lorraine one more time, go for it. But I would not have recommended this to myself in retrospect. So, not a strong recommend for me.
Right. Juice, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, you could do better, hopefully, for this spooky season, but you could do worse as well. I don't think this is so terrible given the season. I think you could go have a good time, and this is probably a good time to go with maybe some normies. This is a pretty accessible type of blockbuster horror for the Halloween season, but not a strong recommend. No, if you're going solo or you just want to watch something much better, then don't go watch this movie. But you
Should I go
can.
watch this movie or watch something better?
You should probably
Hmm.
watch something better. uh
Is
Bob, would you recommend people check this out and buy the blue immediately to fill their empty shelves?
don't buy the blue.
And Souls.
Definitely don't. I would say if you're familiar with this franchise, it is better than part three, definitely not as good as part one and two. So, loose recommend. Like, I didn't have a bad time watching it, but I'm not in like a big hurry to watch it again necessarily. Loose
Yeah, well,
recommend, I guess, for me.
Medium to
But
loose.
I don't
sounds,
like the look of it.
Sounds
sounds like a medium to loose.
sounds
Yeah.
like a loose.
Just
I'm
extra,
loose.
Extra loose.
Mhm.
extra loose. I'm loose. There, yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, yet again, here we are saying watch it if you wanna. Here comes your spoiler warning.
In about 10 minutes. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Spoiler warning.
Bob, did you do a plot synopsis for this?
Yeah, it's a lot of words again. God
Oh
help
my
me.
Lord.
God
Oh
help
God.
me.
Oh God.
God. God.
Why can't they just streamline these plots,
There's a lot. There's a lot happening. I feel like I did thin it down as much as I could, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Let's do it.
Tell me about the Smurls.
Here we go. We're doing it.
Oh.
In 1961, Ed and Lorraine Warren are investigating a haunted mirror. A pregnant Lorraine touches the glass, it breaks. She has a vision of a demon and her baby. She goes into labor, and Ed drives her over to the hospital. She gives birth to their only daughter named Judy, but she is stillborn. Lorraine holds her baby and prays that the baby is brought back to life, and it actually works.
I'm not going to talk about Judy. In fact, we're not going to talk about Judy at all. We're going to keep her out of it.
We're gonna have to talk about Judy in this.
No!
I'll get to it though. We then jump forward to 1986. We see the Smurl family. They're moving into a house in Pennsylvania. It's a huge family, including Jack and Janet, Jack's parents, and their four daughters: Dawn, Heather, Karen, and Sharon. For Heather's birthday, she's gifted the exact same haunted mirror from the beginning of the movie. As she blows out her candles in the kitchen, the light falls onto the table. Some other disembodied voices and shadowy figures appear in the house. The older daughters end up throwing the mirror out. The trash guys pick it up the next morning and crush it. As they do, Dawn is having breakfast and she spits up blood as well as broken shards of the mirror. Jack levitates off his bed and finally ends up seeing the entity, leading him and Janet to go to the press and explain exactly what they've been experiencing and beg for help from anybody who's able. We then jump back over to the Warren household. We see the adult Judy, who has the same kind of powers as her mother. Her boyfriend comes over. His name's Tony. He proposes to her on Ed's birthday. Ed and Lorraine are essentially retired at this point due to Ed's persisting heart condition. Father Gordon, at the birthday, He ends up asking them to help the Smurls. They say no because Ed's basically gonna die if they do. Gordon goes over to Pennsylvania to help them on his own. He wanders over to the Diocese of Scranton to ask for an exorcism. He's attacked by a demon and commits suicide. The Warrens attend his funeral. Judy touches his casket. She has a vision and decides to go over to Pennsylvania all on her own. Ed and Lorraine and Tony find Judy at the Smurl household. She begs her parents to help them. They begrudgingly agree. Lorraine deduces there are three spirits in the house, and they're being manipulated by a stronger, unknown demon kind of entity hiding behind them. The mirror calls to Judy, which is all of a sudden back in one piece and hiding in the attic. Judy has visions of Annabelle and is possessed eventually. Ed and Jack try to move the mirror down to the car, but as they carry it, it gets much heavier, and Jack falls through the drywall. The mirror floats and spins, and Ed and Lorraine pray at it. Lorraine tells Judy she really has to help them fight it,
Skip
and
to the end.
they all lay hands on it, and the demons are cast out of the mirror, I guess. The Smurls continue living in the house, and the Warrens put the mirror in their museum, and Judy and Tony get married, and the Warrens have like really cute motorcycle adventures, and they write a shitty book, and everybody lives happily ever after. Roll those credits. There you go.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's
Oh
the
my
plot.
Man,
God. Oh
I
boys.
just don't like it.
You know what though? It started off strong, I thought.
It did, right? I thought so too.
You know what? In the first half, I thought, hey, you know what? This might be comparable to two.
It
Or,
was spooky.
it was pretty good.
See, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I was never that big on two.
I remember
liked
that,
one,
but
but two did not hit me the same as it hit you guys. And I got that feeling from this where it was like, I see what they're generally setting up. I don't like they're referencing shit that I don't care about or remember. They're gonna find a way to shoehorn Annabelle into every fucking movie. I swear
I
to Christ.
wish. I wish they
dude,
left
why do
Annabelle
they
out.
gotta do
Nobody
that?
cares. There's
Why
three
they
whole
gotta
ass Annabelle
do
movies.
that?
Nobody
And
cares.
she's in
We don't need
every
a
single
giant
Conjuring, right? Like
Annabelle.
maybe she wasn't in the last one, but she's in
She
the
was
first
in
one
the
certainly. The
last
second
She's in
one,
the
I'm pretty
first
sure
one.
they at least show her in the cabinet in every movie, right? Like,
Yeah, they do a thing,
maybe,
but
maybe.
but like
dude,
she
when
isn't always scaring me.
when
I don't know,
she
but like
gets
too many.
big and crawls down the hallway,
it
that was so
sucks. It sucks.
stupid.
I
It
think so.
looks like
I was on
garbage.
board. I was on board with this movie personally until the Warrens actually show up at the Smurl household, and then like all the sort of sleight of
Yeah,
hand and like reserved scares and like stuff in the shadows. They kind of abandon all that and like fully jump the shark and just they just show you so much so
it was
often.
getting a
The thing
little
that's
worse before that. It was like I agree with you. That's where I really lost the faith. But before that,
I think that's
it was worrying me a little bit. But like the setup though, the I really liked the phone in the closet. That
That was
was cool. That
great.
was really
Yeah.
cool.
yeah,
And
that was cool. Yeah, I like that one.
and then maybe a little too over the top, but I was still okay with it. Like when the girl had the glass in her mouth and she's
Yeah.
puking out the blood, and
The VHS
the
footage, I thought that was
VHS, and even
great.
before that, when the candle gets blown out like in real
Yeah.
time or
Yeah.
whatever, like that lead up, like with the house and everything like that,
Yeah.
when the wife is down in the basement and she's doing the laundry and she's just straight up looking
The
at a
shadow.
guy and she turns on the light and there's a
See,
poster there.
It's just Elvis. Yeah.
I understand. No, it's the
All that's
Duke.
great.
Yeah,
It's
it's
your
the Duke.
namesake, but
Oh. Oh. Yeah,
um,
yeah. Same thing. Same thing.
same thing. Um, I see. That's the thing is like a lot of what you just described. I don't even fucking remember, or the
Oh,
thing I
those are
do
the best
remember.
parts.
Then that's why I didn't like it as much. But like the things where like you can see the figure and then they flick on the lights and it's gone. Like they've been doing that trick since the first fucking movie. They did it like 3 times in this goddamn thing.
Yeah,
It
I
seemed
know.
like they just kept fucking doing it, and like it all just feels so repetitive and dull to me. I don't
Hmm.
want any.
I feel like if they could have rode that vibe, it would have been a solid
it would have been better than what happened with the movie. I
Medium,
will
like,
say
yeah.
it does get worse
Well,
as it
that's
progresses.
The Conjuring. There's something to be said about it being redundant for sure, but like that is what made the original Conjuring movie so successful in my mind, anyways. Is like James Wan was doing it. It's like a back to basics kind of thing, where like he's not showing you anything, or if he's showing you something, it's like a sleight of hand, or he has characters describing things that they can see or smell, but like we can't see and obviously can't smell. It's like it's nothing really that fancy, but that's why it's so successful. And like I'm on board with those kind of things happening in the first two-thirds of this movie roughly, but when they fully jump the shark and just like keep showing you full-blown like ghouls with goofy grins and like the
Dude,
Grin ghouls.
Axeman
that is
chasing
Grim grinning
Lorraine
ghosts come out to
around.
socialize.
It's just like so
up.
silly, and like the giant Annabelle in the spinning mirror, and like all that shit
spinning mirror, dude.
sucks, man.
The thing is, like, they keep doing this thing ever since the second one. Even like they've been doing this thing where like the first movie really works as a haunted house movie. It ends on kind of like a little bit of like an action horror thing, but like very, very slight. And then every subsequent movie leans harder and harder into that until it starts becoming the god. Like somebody on the Slack described it as what was it? The Catholic Avengers. That is what this fucking franchise feels like, especially the one right before this,
Yeah.
like the Devil Made Me Do It. That was like the worst offender, but this one still does a lot of that shit. Like, and I
legit
don't
can't
fucking.
remember any of that movie. I
It's
liked it.
fucked.
I can't
Like,
either, and we reviewed
It's like
it. I can't remember the third
I
one.
can't think of one scene from it. I can't think of anything. I really
I
can't.
it's like the worst case scenario. Emily Rose. Like that's basically what the movie is. It's just terrible. And like I don't know, like the second one and that one, they like just go full bore into like the nun is a fucking supervillain. Like she's like shit's flying everywhere. She's like levitating and shit.
And
And
the
it's
Nun
like not
Part 2
fucking
it
horror
really is
anymore.
like a superhero movie. I hated
Yeah.
the Nun 2. It's unwatchable.
No, it was,
Gotcha.
but it was fucking terrible. That's the thing is like they keep progressively getting more like that, and we're supposed to praise this one for being a little bit less like that. I don't think I have that in me.
Well, it wasn't like that until I agree. Like when they go to the house, it just goes full crazy. But up until
Yeah.
then, really the worst thing to me up until that point was the designs. Because they were bad, and I said specifically, I was watching on my laptop, so I took a picture of like like if they had just done some more practical stuff. They're using this really goofy CGI look that's
It looks so
terrible.
bad.
It's legitimately, it feels like a bad creepy pasta short. Like it feels like some like an amateur thing.
chintzy. It
You
looks
could-
chintzy as shit.
You could do it if you wanted and just made it like half as visible.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
like-
Yeah, but like
But it's so well lit.
Yeah,
yeah,
you
but
can
I like the
see it.
moments leading up. So okay, so the picture I specifically sent was from the wedding dress scene, but I like that setup. That setup was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool where she's
yeah.
in the room that's fucking full of mirrors, and it makes sense for her to be in there. It makes sense for this design to exist, and then for one to turn, and then it doesn't turn, and it progressively gets
tapping,
weirder.
like-
That was fucking cool. That was a good
Yeah.
idea. And then it ends with this fucking stupid ass grinning thing under her dress. It's like, damn,
Not a
guys.
bad
I'll tell you-
setup.
That
Not a
good
bad
tell you
setup.
Yeah.
The best part of that scene, and the best part maybe of the movie for me, was being in a like you I think it was you that said this, Juice. Like this is a franchise that brings in not atypical horror fans, people that aren't usually coming out to horror movies. So there was like some regular folks there or whatever, and it was a pretty packed house. It was a opening night or whatever, something like early in the run, and at that scene, the minute that she turns around and like and like it seems, I feel like there was like in the background one of them like turns the other way
Yeah,
or something like
uh-huh.
that before they see the whole thing like
Yeah,
tapping and doing
yeah.
all that stuff. And when that happens, there's a guy up front who just couldn't shut the fuck up, and he was like, "Oh, child!" He just yelled, "Oh, child!" as loud as I just said it to you. and it made me laugh. It made me laugh pretty good. That's the thing that I liked about it was like people who were like the most non scares to me as somebody who watches horror movies every week.
Mm.
They do get people, and it's fun when people get got around you. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
react in all kinds of crazy ways. So like that's
There's
fun. It's a fun theater experience. That's my
there's
big
a
benefit for this
handful of
movie.
moments that were like it's like the director couldn't help himself but to like go for the low hanging fruit of it all. Like there was the moment where like Judy is finally possessed, and they of course had to do the scene where like she runs at her parents on all fours,
Oh,
like
yeah.
backwards, and her fiance when he's like in the car and like whipping it around down the street, and then we see one of like the entities like fully lit standing in the middle of the street, like see the full lit face, and that causes him to wreck, and it looks fucking terrible. And then like the
Mhm.
giant Annabelle scene happening, and like the
The guy
I
in the
think
basement when
the
he's
guy in the basement with
chasing
the axe,
Lorraine around, that looks
Oh,
so
it looks terrible.
terrible. He looks
They have
so
fucking
the
terrible.
camera flip. I think it's after Judy's fully possessed. The camera like comes outside of the house,
oh
flips
yeah.
all the way over, and comes back in the other door.
Oh, that
Just
looked terrible
just
too.
because.
Yeah, that looks so
Look,
terrible. And this
I was
mirror
kind.
spinning. Jesus
The mirror
Yeah,
looked terrible.
Christ.
I kind of liked that long shot because I was like, hey, at least this is not something I've seen in a Conjuring movie before.
uh,
Like,
I
Man.
I love the
give me
simplicity of
anything
like
different.
the up close shots of the family. So like I understand that this movie is like closing out the Warren Conjuring
Oof,
franchise,
I
I
didn't know
guess.
that. I don't think they did a good job necessarily.
So I will give some kudos to like Warner Brothers because apparently they decided themselves. They were like, hey, let's make one more. Let's go out while we're on top and like really kind of do it up right. So
I guess because they know they've still got Annabelle to kick around for another
kudos
20
to them.
movies.
But my point is like what is interesting about this movie is the Smurl haunting. Like I every time we're just with the Smurl family and they're dealing with a haunted house. That is interesting as hell to me.
I would agree with that, yeah.
And like
It's more
separately,
interesting.
like I kind of dig the like interpersonal stuff happening with the Warrens, with like Judy being engaged to this dude who like is trying to get favor with her parents, and like that works too. But when the two meet and like they're both like trying to battle the ghosts together, it sucks. Like separately the stories are good, when they come together it fucking sucks.
They really
Like
just
I
whiffed the ending like
the
completely.
Smurls are totally sidelined in the last
That's the
act.
thing. They're sidelined in general. I feel like their haunting is so truncated so that we can get more time
Yeah,
interfacing with
yeah.
the fucking Warrens and their interpersonal dramas and things. And personally, I fucking hate that shit. Like I recognize that Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, they have a good chemistry on screen or whatever, and they're really trying to make hay on that in all of these movies, especially after the first one. And like I can't resent them for trying that, but at the same time, like the thing is, like we know what like the real people that they're based on. We know that this is like the most flowery,
Yeah.
untrue
They're
retelling
problematic.
of their story, and like and on top like and setting even that aside, it's just fucking like hallmarky. It's so goddamn chintzy and silly to me, and I don't fucking care about this kid who wants to marry Judy. I don't care about Judy. I don't care about the goddamn Warrens. I don't care about them.
I
And
like the
watching them
I like the Judy Tony
Me
thing,
too,
honestly. I
yeah.
I
thought that
did
was pretty
not,
good.
man.
I
It
care
was
more
so
about them
bland.
than the
It's so
Warrens,
bland.
honestly. Like,
I don't, man, I kind of liked, so, okay. The setup of the aspect, if you're saying we're going to have one more, we're going to close this out. And up until now, we followed the aspect of, them as a married couple. In the first one, she's already born and she's to the side. And then there was one, maybe one of the Annabelles where she's kind of like featured. But even in this film, like the aspect of she has a thing with her mom and it's something her and her mom share. Like the scene, I actually like the scene where they're at the restaurant and
Yeah.
and the dad is ordering and the mom feels something, but then she also notices that her daughter feels it too, maybe even like stronger or something, and they share that moment. I like that as a concept and as a push and pull to introduce this new character to this, not new, but to this extra character to the family to bring in that dynamic. I think that works well to have this goober guy come in and have like this experience where he's, feels like he died and then be tied into this family. I think that that all works from a logical narrative sense, and I was okay to follow along with them in that. But it leads to nothing of significance, which is like even the aspect of, oh, Judy's there
Ultimately,
and
it's about family, and that's what
well,
makes
where
it so powerful.
Judy, just like ended up at their house. I just feel like the whole ending was so rushed and didn't really
Yeah.
amount to anything. Even the ghosts. She just like spurts
Dude,
off. Oh, this was some farmland, and these ran. This is it. Meant it. And what was the
so what?
entity that they
Yeah.
were hiding
It's
behind? Was it supposed to
well,
be Annabelle?
that's I was a little confused about that because
What?
when Lorraine gets there and she's like, okay, there are three ghosts, but they're being puppeteered by like a demon, but
It's
none
the
of
story
these
of Jack.
ghosts lived in this property. But then she also says like someone was killed in the basement, and then we see like the ghost in the basement sort of reenacting the murder scene. So it is kind of disjointed and confusing, and I don't know why Annabelle's in this movie whatsoever because
Was she
Fan
the
service.
demon puppeteering?
No, I don't think so. I think
I
that's
don't.
she's in Judy's memory
Yeah,
because
that's
Judy
what I
faced
thought
off with
too.
Annabelle at
Yeah,
some point,
Right,
that's
and
her
so
like
in the first
her
anxiety.
movie.
trauma.
So Annabelle did come after Judy in the very first movie. So like it's a bit of a callback to that, but I don't know if it's supposed to be the same demon puppeteering Annabelle that's also puppeteering these three spirits
Because we
via
never
the
see a
mirror. Is it
demon,
always the same thing? Yeah, what
right?
does it
Am I
look like?
right?
I don't really
No,
know.
here's the thing: is like there is no like in the other movies they do work with internal logic. They make it like for better or for worse. Some of the shit they do is dumb, but they do try to have an internal logic. This one tell me, explain to me how they defeat this monster. How do they do it? They put their goddamn hands
They
together?
touch the
What does
mirror,
that
yeah.
mean? What does it fucking mean?
They all
Like
touch the
how
mirror.
did they know to do that? What made them think to do that? What was the turn? What was the climax of what was the arc? It's
Well,
the
and
only
there's
arc that
all
exists is just like that Judy and her boyfriend are basically being raised up the entire movie to be the heir apparent, to be the next
sure,
Lorraine
yeah.
and Ed. And I don't want any of that first of all, so I'm not interested in on the ground level. But also, like, it's not really working. And at the end of the movie, fucking whatever, like ex cop guy is getting dragged by his neck, and the three Warrens they just like they decide to put their hands on the mirror and like
Yeah.
oh by not is it really just going back to well if you're not afraid then it goes away? Are we going back to that trope? Because that's the only explanation I have for what the fuck this movie tried to end on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Yeah,
why I just feel like the whole ending was rushed. It just
it had no
happened.
weight to it. I really thought, this being like the Conjuring last rites. And in part three, we saw Ed almost die of a heart attack and he's
Mm-hmm.
got his heart meds. And then we see like he drops his meds in this one and he like scrambles to get him and stuff. Like I really thought they were gonna kill Ed in this
Yeah,
one.
especially too because the whole thing is him, especially if him being reluctant to give his blessing to the son,
Yeah,
and then them sharing a moment where he's making the pain and he's saying like, "Hey, it's about the fear that people experience and comforting them and that kind of thing." It would have been appropriate for him to die in this moment to like
totally.
save his daughter. So they really, but even like the setup of just like them showing up at the house, there's no real interaction between the Warrens or even Judy with this family to like show the kind of sympathy or
They
to
do it
like
off
they did
camera.
in that second one where like he's I know it's absolutely ridiculous, but him like playing the guitar, what like spending time or like taking pity on this mother and stuff like that. And I feel like they set up enough in the beginning to make you feel for this family. I feel like they were developing what are they, the Smurls or
The
whatever. The
Smurls.
daughters had like an interesting dynamic, and then the grandparents are there, but like they don't build on that heart at all. And then in the end, it just becomes this huge, terrible, by the way, terrible CGI fest where just shit's happening that you don't care about because it looks like garbage and it's not set up well and there's no heart to it. It's just shit happening on the screen. And then it stops for unknown reasons, and then the movie ends. And
Yeah.
it's just,
Well, that's the thing is like
I was like, wow, what
I didn't
happened? Why? I don't, I just didn't give a
the
shit.
movie ends on like an epilogue that's just like all of the
It's way
previous
too tidy.
it's
They're like,
so
oh, we
it's
wrote a book
so
and it
reverent.
sucked. And then we rode
It's
motorcycles cross country and it was great. And
and you know
it's
what? And that pisses me like that whole ending,
it's
like that, and
bad.
like the
Yeah.
epilogue, and the intro card really pissed me off because the intro card tells you essentially like I don't know, I remember exactly what it says, but it says something pretty direct to the effect that this one changed their family forever, the makeup of their family forever, or whatever, heavily implying that somebody was going to die, and nobody fucking does, of course, and everybody
Yeah.
ends with the happiest goddamn ending you could possibly imagine for everything. Nobody gets
Yeah.
hurt except for their fucking priest friend, and that happens at whatever, like minute like 30 or something. So
Yeah, he
Also,
kills
too,
himself.
I
I
totally
was a
thought the
little confused
dog
about that.
died. Like the dog gets like thrown against
Thrown
the
against
wall.
the
But then
wall.
at the
Yeah.
end, also too, this is really stupid. At the end, when they're just leaving the Smurl house and all the Smurls are just out there looking like the most pleasant, like, bye, Judy, bye. And I was like, dude, you would be traumatized. These kids are like 8 years old, and their dog got thrown against the wall. And I thought he was dead, and all kind
That
of terrible shit
one of
happened
them
in your
spit up
house. Yeah,
glass
one
and
of them
like
spit up glass,
dude,
and
the
I'm
fucking
just
light
like, it's like the
slammed
fucking
down on
Brady
their
Bunch that like,
table.
bye, Judy.
Their
they
Oh,
are
dad
just largely treated as I'm sorry, go ahead, Bob.
Also, their dad fucking levitated off the bed and like had visions
Oh yeah,
of demons and like
he jizzed his pants in the air.
whoa.
I really
Like
liked the Smurl setup though,
Me
honestly. Like
too.
with
I
like
want to know
there's
more
like
about their
8 people in
haunting, but
this tiny little house and like it felt organic and like bouncing around these like youthful kids and like their parents doing the best they can and everything while like still experiencing some kind of spooky stuff that's not like jumping the shark in any way necessarily. It's the thing that like really made me think that they were on the right track was like the mom when she's walking through the house and she sees like the entity in the corner but like doesn't really
Mhm.
see anything, and then like the phone gets like yanked off of her shoulder into the cupboard or whatever. I was like, yeah, these are like the simple scares that work best when it comes to a Conjuring movie, and
I
then they
just
just can't help themselves.
I think like I really think that the Smurls in general, like every other one of these Conjuring movies, from what I recall,
Mm.
treat the haunted people better than this movie,
Oh yeah.
like by far. And I feel like this one, like they're given the bare minimum of depth, like just given like a few of them are given some characteristics that seem to imply bigger things going on, or more characterization to come, and they just like sideline them completely. Like they are nothing but totems in this movie. They like, you guys talking about how all the heart, I don't see a ton of heart out of these characters because we don't know them that well, we aren't
I
given
mean,
the
I feel
chance
like we
to
spent
know
a
them.
decent amount of
A
time with them
decent
in the
amount,
first
I think.
half. I
I
mean,
But
I
think.
most
think
like if
so.
I think we're like, I mean, I don't know what their family dynamics are. I don't know what their grandparents think about
I
anything. I don't know
do.
what what
I mean,
what's their family
the
dynamic.
sisters are close but bicker, and
Mm.
the dad is the only one who works, and they have the grandparents living in the house, and the grandparents are old but kind, and everybody does their best to kind of support each other. The mom is like a stay-at-home mom, and she's like doing all the chores, and she's like scared, but she doesn't know how to approach it like with her family. And like, I
See,
mean,
I'm not getting a.
They can't
I'm not
afford
get
to
that
leave,
seems
otherwise
like
they
bare
would
minimum
leave.
setup to me. I don't know any I don't know what's going on with these characters.
I think it's enough to like
It's
build a
enough for what,
story upon, but they don't build a story on it. They don't.
but they don't. That's
They
the thing, is
don't.
like they
Yeah.
abandon it and they instead do everything
Sure,
off camera.
yeah.
We don't get to see Judy interacting with them much. Like
No.
like she's
I
just
would love
there
to see
already and
that,
has
though.
already had a conversation
Yeah.
with them. Shit like that. Like they do things off camera because they're not the focus of the story. They are a
Once-
means to an end.
The Warrens show up to the house and it's like, fuck the Smurls. The Warrens are in town.
Exactly.
And
Like
it's
they
just the
tell them to
Warrens
run
show.
away, which is
Yeah.
reasonable in the moment. But at the same time, it's like,
But they
what did we
but they-
spend that time with them for if this is not going to go anywhere?
I
And
totally agree.
just-
You can feel them saying like, we gotta make this movie about the Warrens, but also they have to investigate a haunted house because that's what they do. But it's still gotta be about the Warrens at the end of the day. So like they set this thing up, and the Warrens roll in, and they're like, fuck the haunted house, and it's all about the Warrens. And
I feel
it's
like it
just
would
like
I feel like it would have been so easy to like, one thing I did like that I thought was going to have a bigger significance was the fact that she was born and she was dead, and the cord was wrapped around her neck when she was born, and then you go to the hanging scene in the attic.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
the dad is the one who saves her this time because the mom is kind of the one who like prays over the first time. And it kind of would have made more sense if we're talking about this, like, it's the last one, and we've seen some intense demons, the witch lady, and all the, and the nun and shit. And if there was this aspect of like, it's almost like death or something, saying like this soul, or something saying this soul belongs to me, or that's kind of like the tie-in or something. And then Patrick Wilson like gives himself
Trades.
almost
Yeah,
to kind of
yeah.
pay that debt
okay, sure,
in a
that's
way.
that's a story.
That-
I don't think
that's
I would
at
love that,
least
but that's cohesive.
complete.
It
Yeah,
would make
because I
sense,
did
yeah.
like the idea of like her hanging and it tying back to that whole, especially because, the dad does have the speech of telling the son, oh, Judy died and she's our,
was-
stuff like that. I was like, needs to have more significance.
And he almost died too. Like there's like a lot of like near deaths
Yeah.
in this movie and
I
in
was
general.
confused about Judy hanging primarily because Father, I forget his name,
Yeah.
the priest that comes to help
Mm.
decides to kill himself and hangs himself, and I read that as like an omen homage, I
Yeah.
guess. So when I saw
Sure.
Judy hang herself, I didn't even think about like her being stillborn with a cord wrapped
I
around
didn't think
her
about it
neck.
either. I think
I was
that's like a
connecting
fair-
it to the priest killing himself, and I was like, well, what does that have to do with the priest? And like, why did he even really
Yeah.
kill himself? I was just kind of confused about all
That was kind of a cool scene, though. I will say, like his scene
that might be my favorite scene,
where he was
honestly.
sitting there and then he turned and the secretary was not there anymore. That was pretty cool.
It was like it's a
Right.
nice horror short in the
No.
middle of a bad horror movie.
And the fire, I like that the cross started burning and he was like doing his best to hold on.
I
And
like
his fucking
that, too.
hand
Yeah.
blistered. Oh
Yeah.
damn, dude, that was fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
that
there
was a
was
good
that
moment.
was a decent thing. Like, there are decent moments in this movie and like all the Conjuring movies really, but like they're just so drowned out by hokiness
Yeah.
and lack of focus that
And-
I can't get over it, man.
Another really, really, really simple thing they did was when the priest first goes over to the Smurl's house, and he's just praying over it and like throwing the holy water,
Yeah.
and then when he goes into the basement and it starts like steaming,
That
the
was
holy
really
water.
cool.
It's so easy, but like that's the stuff that works, you know?
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
That's at least an idea. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that I loved that, but it's an original idea. It is, and that doesn't rely on CG to get a spooky point across.
Yeah. Bog hog that bitch
Yeah.
out. It's cheap.
Keep it simple, man. Like that's what made The Conjuring
You
work.
could even
That's what
like
made
build
like the
so
first
much
Exactly.
off
Insidious
of that.
work,
It's
like-
become steam, and then there's a shadow walking through the steam.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's
Sure,
creepy.
or it just like
It's
bristles or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ugh.
Like the scariest thing in the original was the hand claps right by
Yeah.
Lily Taylor's
Dude,
head.
So
That's why I
so
like the
simple.
costs
phone.
nothing.
That's why I like the
So simple.
phone. When it
Yeah,
yanked that
totally.
phone and then The twin, and
That's
then
probably
the
the
twins
best
run
use of.
by,
Sorry, go
and
ahead.
then she turns on the light, and it's just the cord sitting there. That's great. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
No, that was
perfect.
cool.
Way
Perfect
better than
Conjuring
that
that.
fucking
scare.
smiling motherfucker running through the basement. God, that
Yeah.
was so stupid. God, it looks
Like
so terrible.
in the
I don't
first
understand how they
Conjuring,
look so terrible.
even in like the most intense moments in the first Conjuring, they still use like their primary actors and just put some makeup on them. And like that's as crazy as it gets.
Dude,
They don't
well,
have to do like these goofy CGI smiles and like
Yeah.
ghouls walking
it
around.
looked like a Smile ripoff, which Smile wasn't even that good.
It's not. It is not
It's
very
what it
good.
looked like. That's what it's made me think of.
And it is a knockoff of that. That's fair.
It reminded
they-
me more of Insidious, weirdly enough. Fucking the
yeah,
further people.
Insidious
I kinda
is
see that.
better.
But
Insidious is
but
better than
also
this.
Sidious
Yeah,
was like
not.
20 something years ago. Or well,
I know.
no,
I'm
if
just
it's
saying, like
60,
the creepy
whatever.
smile thing. Like once you hit a movie franchise
Sure.
called Smile, and the whole point is people smile at you creepily.
Yeah.
We've reached maximum capacity on creepy smiling doofuses.
And
like,
them
no, thank you.
in the mirror, but demon shapes. It's all this CG. It's just the last 30 minutes is the shittiest CGI bullshit
It's
that I've
it's
seen.
a fucking superhero film
it's
at
just
that
they
point,
throw
man.
it in your face, dude. That Annabelle, though, God, that's gonna be the
Like,
worst.
what is even the point of it?
Why, like her
I felt that way
crawling
when they
down,
brought the
coming
nun into
out,
other things,
but-
and brought like every time they
Thank
referenced
God
the
they
other
didn't bring
fucking
the nun
movies.
into it.
They
They
had the
could've.
painting, but that was it.
They
They could have.
could've
If they
done
had brought the
that
nun in, it would have
painting. She's in the
broken their
painting
own
or whatever.
fucking internal logic at that point for the franchise.
Should have had
so.
Annabelle and the nun fighting for Judy's soul.
Have them
God damn.
scissoring to death.
Jesus Christ! Whoa. Okay.
A scissor
That's
for
right.
Judy's.
liar. So you know I ain't worried.
I ain't worried. I ain't worried.
They should have had all the old ghosts come in, the old man and the crooked man.
They should have had the old ghost all at that wedding, looking fondly at Judy as she walked down the aisle. The
Oh
nun
my
sitting
god,
there, like,
dude, that wedding! Like, I understand you want to like make it heartfelt, but like, Jesus Christ, they didn't have to bring everybody from every haunting ever to that wedding
Again.
to watch them get married.
It was the Tony Stark funeral of this fucking franchise. That's what they wanted, and it just it doesn't work because nobody
Like,
gives a
who
shit about these
cares?
characters anymore.
Who fucking cares, man?
I don't care about these fucking characters. I don't.
Well, also too, it gets kind of confusing too because I'm pretty sure the movie that featured Judy the most was actually an Annabelle movie, wasn't it? That Annabelle Comes Home or whatever. Wasn't that one of them?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
They had
Part
an Annabelle
3.
movie, and then they had
Annabelle
like a
Creation or something?
prequel, which was like a
Mhm.
set in old time in a kind of orphanage, like
Creation.
home.
Yeah.
And then the third one was like Annabelle comes to your house, she blows out your bathroom.
Annabelle fucks up your plumbing.
Annabelle comes to your house and fucks up the plumbing.
And that was the one where I think Judy was like she had a babysitter.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a side thing. So the most time, I don't think 3 featured Judy a lot, did it?
Well, the original movie, the first Conjuring, does actually have a scene where Annabelle comes for Judy. In the first Conjuring. Yeah, it totally does.
Well, the fucking that actually.
That's
fucking,
why they
I
go
think-
back to the house to try and save their daughter from Annabelle. and they have
Yeah,
to,
the
like,
haunted house.
hurry
The haunted
back
house.
over.
I think it was
Yeah.
fucking the nun the nun spirit.
The
or
nun wasn't
whatever.
introduced till the second one.
Till the part 2.
Is
yeah.
that true? Okay, all right. Well, the whatever the entity was at the original house that they're at,
The witch.
that somehow conjures up. No pun intended.
Oh no,
Conjures
no.
up
So,
fucking
the
Annabelle.
first movie starts with Annabelle. They're like at a house and there's a
Yeah.
haunted doll and it's Annabelle, and they take the Annabelle doll and they put it in their little haunted museum,
yeah.
which is where they live. And then
Right.
whatever is possessing Annabelle is trying to get after their daughter, and that calls them home because like their
Okay. I
her
thought that they
grandma
were-
is like watching after them, and she calls and she's like, "There's something fucked up happening."
Mm.
So they have to like leave the haunted house
I
in the
forgot
first
that's what
movie
it
and go home to try and
Been a
save
while
their
since I've
daughter.
seen that first one, I
And
guess.
I thought
they,
that was
like,
triggered
do
by something that was happening. I thought it was because Lorraine in particular was communing and like battling demons, that the demons like fucked with her in another way, like
I believe
collaboratively,
it's
but I
two
could be wrong.
totally different spirits,
Okay.
and they're kind of bouncing back and forth.
I thought they were like tag teaming it a little bit.
Whoa,
I bet you wish they would.
The grim grinning ghosts come out to play.
That was the thing too, man. It's just like these. I don't understand the point of them saying they're these ghosts and they're controlled by a demon. We don't see the demon. That's not
I don't want to see
resolved
the
in
demon,
any way.
really.
Well, I don't really either. But it's just like there's no resolution, right?
No, it just
Yeah,
well,
because
there's
you
no,
know
like, logic.
the first two, it's oh, what's the name? The B. It starts with a B. It's a ghost. It's a ghost witch. They call her
What are you talking
Balatro.
about?
I don't know.
Oh,
Balthazar, whatever her fucking name is. I don't know.
Balthazar.
Okay.
And then Valak is the nun.
Valak
demon
is the
in
nun.
second
That
one
one I remember.
So like,
because God knows they hammered it
naming
over your fucking
them,
head.
it seems like a big point, and then this
Sure.
one they're just like, I don't know, we touched the mirror.
But also too, one so apart from that is
Bathsheba. That's the name.
Bathsheba.
Bathsheba.
And
That's her
so
height.
at the very beginning of the movie, Lorraine is pregnant. She touches the mirror, and this thing, like they do the grinning thing, but when she's giving birth, which God, they had to open up with the birth scene, Jesus Christ. But there's like the hand that reaches out, and it makes it seem like something is attaching itself or after Judy. And so it would make sense for that demon to somehow be attached to Judy's soul since she came back, or like somehow be longing for that soul or something.
I don't know.
And we
man.
don't even get it.
It would make sense, but also again, that's something that like every movie after the first one has done something like that. Every Conjuring movie is like, oh, fucking the nun turns out to be, it's been haunting us for a long time, or it's been like I don't know, like there's always a long con with the big bads, like
just retcon,
just
shit,
biding their time.
Yeah. And it's like, and always the Warrens are the focus. So it makes sense that in this movie, the fucking Smurl, the actual family that's supposed to be helped, are like paper thin and kept on the sidelines for a majority of the movie.
That's
The
why
Smurls
you
were a red
never
herring.
buy used furniture, boys.
That's why you never move. You get to a place and it's not haunted, and you stay there.
You build it brand new on some untouched land. And
oh yeah, all land.
Tell me where you find some of that.
IKEA furniture.
Never been touched before. Totally.
That's what you need right there.
What any other major points we need to touch before you rate this thing?
I don't think so. Bob.
God, I hope there's no more like Conjuring franchise in general.
You know what? To be fair though, I don't think we actually covered the Nun and Nun Deuce or La Llorona on this podcast.
No.
So
La Llorona is the only one of those I haven't seen though. I've seen them all.
Yeah, I guess I have to. Actually, I don't think I watched the Nun Deuce, to be fair. Or maybe I watched like 10 minutes of it and I said, nah.
Dude, the first one was bad enough. The second one is
I think that might have been on a plane. I watched like 10 to 15 minutes and I said, nah, dog.
It's, I would say, unwatchable.
Damn, and Bob, you watched
more so than the Toxic Avenger, I'll tell you that much.
It sucks.
You've watched a lot of things.
I've seen some shit.
You have.
Bullshit. Derivative.
All right, let's rate this thing out of 5. Ray and Diesel, how do you feel?
I mean, I've already kind of laid it out there. I don't want to go back over the points again. I'm just going to say I did not like this movie. I kind of knew that I wasn't going to like this movie, but I came in and tried my best to like not be overly biased and allow this movie to take me somewhere. I had heard more promising things than the last one, where they were going back to basics for them, like going back to, oh, it's the best one since the first one. Oh, this is the most, they're hearkening back to what they did in the first one. But the first one, to me, was as much about the family undergoing the haunting as it was the Warrens, if not more so. And that has never been true since. And so that fucking bothers me, especially because the Warrens in real life are people that I don't particularly care for. So I think that it's like overly aggrandizing, schmaltzy, and in service to some people that I don't think were very good people. yeah, I don't know. I just don't like this franchise. I love that first movie. It was genuinely kind of game changing at the time because it was breaking the format of like the endless torture porn and found footage stuff that was going on at the time. It was a break from that tradition. It brought back old tropes, which then they just drove right back into the ground where they were when they found them. And I don't like it. I don't like what they do with this group and all the way the scares work. Like you can do a couple movies like this where it's like quiet, 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 giant thing jumps at you, loud sound. Like the jump scare thing is like in hyperdrive. That's the only kind of scare really here a lot of the time, with the exception of a few things like the phone cord and things like that are like actually kind of spooky and don't they just use silence to their advantage instead of like having shit jump out or having CG monstrosities show their full faces in front of the goddamn camera, or you do fan service in the form of goddamn bringing back Annabelle for one more scare. Like none of that shit works for me. Um, I don't know. I'm just very down on this franchise in general. I'm down on this movie. I think that it had its moments, but I just resent a lot about it, to be perfectly frank. So I'm gonna give it a 1.5. It's better than the last one. I don't remember what I gave the last one, but I think I probably gave it a one. That 1.5 is what I'm feeling right now. I'm just gonna go with that.
1.5 from Rand Diesel. Juice, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm more positive. I really feel a little disappointed and cheated at Scotch because I really was on board for a decent chunk of, I would say, the first 45 minutes. I really had no serious problems. That's another thing too. This movie is, as they say, a little long in the tooth.
They say that. They do. They
It's a
do.
very famous saying that means too long. Very
Everybody's
We
saying
famous
all
that.
know
English
this.
idiom
An
to
English
me.
idiom meaning things that are too
An
long.
English idiot said that.
Um, but really, I mean, 45 minutes in, I was on board and I liked the setup with the family. I liked the actors that they chose to play Ed and Lorraine in the beginning. I thought they pulled it off pretty good. And then yeah, the beginning with the Smurls and even setting up Tony and the dynamic with Judy, I thought that was all pretty solid, working well for me. And it really, and like even the in between middle part, there was some still cool stuff going on. Like I said, the wedding dress scene was, I thought, really cool and different, just like a different thing than what we've seen. The scene with the priest going in was in the middle too, and that was a really good scene. So there was still, I was like, it was dip in a scotch, but I was still on board, through most of it. And then when they show up at the small house, it just plummets to the fucking ground. It's all bad. It's just they don't tie it up neatly, especially for the last film in their franchise. Nothing means anything. It all looks like garbage. It looks terrible. The big Annabelle is so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Oh my God. The fact that she's in there at all is really stupid. And then she grows and it's like crawling down the hallway. It's just so dumb. And then the smile things and just the no demon. It just doesn't, I don't understand. It feels like there's 20 minutes or something cut from this movie, which is just too long. It's too long. It goes on for like 220 or something like that with all the extra scenes at the end. Oh, it just goes on and on. Um, but if I had to rewatch like the first hour of this again, I'd be okay with it. So I'm gonna give it a 2.25. They really dropped the ball, but they set up a solid foundation, which they could have wrapped this all up in a nice, neat way. But yeah, this is just a big woof at the end of the day. That sucks. Bob, out of five, where are you gonna rate this bad boy?
Yeah, I'm generally on the same page with you, Juice. Solid setup. Like I was actually excited that like they went back to the Smurl haunting, which as far as I understand, when it comes to like the war and lore, that was kind of where they reached their peak, so like they investigated the Smurl haunting, they wrote a book about it, and it was like a #1 bestseller. And then they eventually made a made-for-TV movie, which we did review last October, called The Haunted. Came out in the '90s. Definitely check that out. Um, check
Janet!
check the movie out and our review.
Were they
by the
in
way.
that movie? I can't remember. I remember certain parts of the movie,
The
like the
Warrens?
grandparents. Yeah, were they in that
Yeah,
movie that we
yeah.
covered? They were. Okay.
Janet!
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought that was like a really cool way for them to kind of like go back to it, kind of where it all started. Not really, but kind of. And I liked the Smurl family and like their home and their dynamic and like the haunting they were experiencing. All that was great. All that worked. Also, like, I really just don't remember anything about part 3, The Conjuring 3. I don't fucking know anything
I
about
really
it.
can't, dude. I can't
But
remember
You want to know something
anything.
crazy? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say The Conjuring 1, 2, and 4. It's like it's all families with like 8 kids. Like they just
Yeah,
huge families struggling
Catholic,
to make ends
Bob.
meet. Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only religious
Okay,
people
yeah.
get haunted, so as long as you have no faith, you're good to go.
You're
Ooh,
golden.
that's so true. You know what's crazy? I just looked back. I actually was not on either the Conjuring 3 episode or the Conjuring original episode.
Whoa.
So I have
Okay.
no ratings for either of those. That's kind of crazy.
That's crazy.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no frame of reference anymore.
Well. Yeah, I like
Wow.
the setup of this. It just really does jump the shark in the final act, and it just doesn't amount to really anything, and it becomes overly schmaltzy in the sort of like wrap up of
Ghostbusters
the
Afterlife kind of
Warrens.
thing.
Yeah, and like that's not real. And
That's
and it's like, who even wants that out of characters in movie? Like, do we need perfect character? Like, who the fuck
Look,
wants that?
this
Like,
is the
why are
thing is
they
I think
even writing them that way? I don't really
people
understand.
really love the fucking chemistry between these two actors, and they like that's the thing that keeps them interested in the franchise, which I don't
That's
like that
cool,
much.
but they don't have to be literal perfect humans. Like, I don't understand the
I
point.
agree.
Like,
The
you can
worst thing that
still
there's are
like
a little.
them.
It's like his big, like fucking Patrick Wilson's biggest foible is being a little overprotective of his daughter. It's like, wow, what an original take for a dad character. I've never seen such a thing.
Yeah, and there's some humanity in that scene where like Tony's like showing them the ring and asking for permission, and then Judy shows
Mhm.
up and sees the ring when she shouldn't, and I was like, oh, this is a nice, interesting moment. But like at the end of the day, it's like nobody has really any flaws other than they have like supernatural powers that are just kind of difficult to deal with. So it's like
Mhm.
not real in any way.
Mhm.
And the Smurls get totally sidelined, which is the most interesting part of the movie. Anytime we're with Smurls in their house and they're being haunted, that's when this movie succeeds, truly, I believe. Um, it's just, it amounts to not a lot. And it's way the fuck too long. And they show you way too much in the final act. And it's not scary. And it looks bad. And like this dude clearly knows, the director that is, clearly knows how to craft a decent scare that's not just like a cheap jump scare. And he decides to abandon that at some point and just show you as much as he can. And the movie falls apart at that point. And I don't know why that decision is made necessarily. So this is like a 2.5, best
Wow.
I can do.
Generous
Best I
man. You're a generous
Best I
man,
got.
Mom. Don't let
Yeah, for
anybody
real.
say otherwise.
I won't. That's going to put our aggregate at a 2.1. Let's go ahead and jump to our Rotten Tomatoes segment and see what the critics and users have to say.
Okay, ladies and gents, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment in which I'm going to have these gentlemen guess within the best of their abilities what the aggregate positive score is on RottenTomatoes.com for The Conjuring: Last Rites. We're going to start as we always do with the tomatometer or the critic score, and then we're going to move over to the user score or the poopometer. So on this tomatometer, there's 144 reviews counted. 144. I'll start with Bob today. Bob, out of those 144 critical reviews, what percentage would you say are positive reviews?
I don't think this is a critical darling. I'll take a 45, please.
45. All right. Soju, where are you coming in at?
I think it'll be a little bit more positive than that. I think this is accessible and medium enough that like the normies will be fine with it. So Bob took 45. I'm gonna take a 55. So if it's 50, we'll tie.
Well, I'm bearer of bad news. It is not 50. However, one of you is just a single percentage point away from the correct answer. That correct answer, of course, being 56%. Soju's walking away with this one.
That's a hell yeet, Bob.
That's bullshit. Straight up bullshit.
Yeah, extra medium. Extra medium, boys.
Yeah, that's just the slightest bit extra medium. Yeah, well done. And we're going to move over to the poopometer here. There are 2,500 plus verified ratings from the users, starting in reverse order. Soju, defend your crown here. What percentage would you say are positive?
I think it's going to be a little higher than that. Like I said, I think people get good enough scares out of this heading into spooky season. So I'm going to say 65.
65. All right, Bob. Going over, going under? Where are you going with this?
I feel like that's a little too generous.
I'm a generous man.
I think 65. I'll just take 60, please.
60 flat from Bob, 65 from Soju. The correct answer is, what is that? 14 percentage point difference. That's going to be 79%. Soju's walking away with the score today. Almost 80%.
That's
sweet,
insane.
Bob. It's so extra medium that just the normies can really get a kick
It's just
out
exactly
of it.
what they paid their money for. And like that's why these things are so
Telling you,
reliably remade, because people
Gotta think like a manipulator. You're manipulating the masses over here, you know? That's how you win.
We never learned that lesson.
Sorry,
here.
I just can't seem to do that.
That sounds like cooter talk from where I'm sitting.
You gotta hunt the cooter, you gotta think like the cooter, boys. That helps you win the hell
sure.
yeet.
That's why. That's why you gotta think like them.
Uh-huh.
It's a hunt, though.
Sometimes you mind hunt cooters, and sometimes the cooter mind hunts you.
Sure.
I've never been caught by a cooter, but I've caught many a cooter in my day.
Starting with the cooter in the mirror.
I'm starting with that
The
cooter
cooter in the mirror.
It's Bob. Why is he creeping behind me?
This is actually just glass.
It's just my framed picture of Bob that I keep, you know, in my bedroom.
On your
Oh,
shoulder?
what happened? Oh my God! I'm Dorian Gray. Jesus Christ!
Just lets you do whatever you want because you can blame it on the shoulder Bob picture. That's just shoulder Bob, not me.
Shoulder Bob. All right, I have no idea where we went with that, but yeah, that's about it for Rotten Tomatoes. I guess I'll go ahead and read a couple of negative reviews. There's no aggregate or no critic consensus, weirdly enough. There are some negative reviews, though. I'll read a couple here. The claim for the series to end seems more like a threat than an actual decree. Everyone knows Hollywood loves money, and the people love a good ghost story. I don't know what that's trying to say exactly. The claim for the series to end seems more like a threat than an actual decree.
Not a review of the movie. It's saying they're just going to keep making movies, and
It's
that's
like
Yeah, it seems
their
like they're saying,
review.
why are you going to end it when we keep enjoying it? Why
it's
are
like
you
oh, they're not going to
threatening?
end it. So that it's more like they're threatening to end it so that people feel compelled to go. I
Maybe,
don't know. I
maybe.
don't know. I'm not sure what that's trying to say. Here's another one. In The Conjuring Last Rites, millennials turn their dying boomer grandparents into ghoulish ghosts. Sweet. The Conjuring, Insidious, what's the diff?
Well, that the woman, so
I
there's
don't know
three
about that.
ghosts. The woman who does the thing or whatever, that definitely looks like Insidious for sure. She looks like that.
So Judy, who was born in like 65, is not a millennial.
That's where I'm like completely blown away by this comment. This movie takes place in the goddamn 80s.
Yeah, and Judy is an adult human. So
I don't.
look at a
And who are the
calendar. I don't
But who
know.
are the boomer grandparents that are being turned into ghoulish ghosts? Who are they talking about?
That's
Who are you
goddamn.
talking about?
I feel like people are stupid.
I
That's
mean,
what
we
I
Except
are.
me, of
feel.
course.
I think we can
And
confidently
Shoulder
say so,
Bob, he's on to
considering
something.
what we're doing here. All right, we're gonna do one more.
Luckily, I have
and
a
we're gonna
genius looking over my shoulder to guide me.
Oh, God. Let's
Ugh.
see. Let's do one more. All right. Especially its last two entries, the series has been marked by convoluted plotting and almost shockingly incompetent filmmaking. I don't fully disagree with that.
Yeah.
I don't.
The problem is, I think that there is some competent filmmaking going on, which makes the incompetent filmmaking more. It makes
it
it
stand out.
Yeah,
You're like, why did you do that stuff?
yeah. You
Because
know that's
clearly,
not good.
You did the other
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah,
and that
you
was
did the
good.
good
And then
do
you
more of
just
that.
did the other. But
Yeah.
every movie they lean more, like this one they kind of pulled back a little bit because the third one was
Oh,
all that shit.
spoken like a
But
man who has not seen The Nun
Dude,
2.
I legit,
I have seen The Nun
can't
2.
think
Dude,
of a
that-
single scene or
I'm
detail
talking
from
about in the
3.
Conjuring lineage specifically. I'm not talking about the
Oh.
the full franchise.
Okay, because damn, brother.
No, those movies are definitely the worst instincts at full volume.
What
Like
is the
Yeah.
ghost in 3? I really, dude, I can't.
it's the one
think
where
of
the guy, the
anything.
devil made me do it. There's like a whole
I know,
thing,
I don't.
and there's a whole court case or whatever. That's
All I
it.
remember about The Conjuring 3 is like Ed needs his heart pills. I
don't
can't remember anything else about
It's his
it.
fucking It's his fucking spinach for Popeye. That's what that is.
Yeah.
He takes those pills right away. He's
There's like
whoa.
there's a dude who's not really a werewolf.
He's supposed to be a
I like
werewolf.
I can't remember anything else.
Is that true? I don't remember that. I don't remember.
really
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I remember because I've blocked it
Gotta
out.
watch
There's a
this
reason I don't remember.
trailer, because I just
Um,
can't.
That's how bad it is. Like,
Dude,
It's
damn.
bad. It's just bad.
mm.
I don't know. That's it for Rotten Tomatoes. Let's move the fuck on and away from this shit.
All right.
Bob, you got trivia?
These new releases just really don't have much trivia. Everything I had, I kind of tried to work into the conversation. So let's talk about our cooter of the week.
Straight chillin'. Cooter of the week.
Juicy J. What is a cooter and why do we hunt them?
No, Cooter's a character type in a straight chillin' exclusive. Cooter has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a cooter, but we want the cooter with the most points. The 5 points of cooterdom are sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall look and attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, do we have a cooter this week?
I don't know that we do, man.
Hmm.
It really feels like there's
Nobody
The
regular,
mirror?
right? Nobody, yeah, no,
Yeah,
like person.
just Annabelle or like one of the ill-formed, ill-defined spooks
Yeah.
inspectors.
You know
I mean,
what
it's
we
not-
do?
it's
We
none
get
of
some
the
sexual.
Snarls,
So
none of
okay,
the
if we're going
Warrens.
with the ghosties, okay,
Oh yeah, one of them gives
sexual
gives-
deviance.
One of them gives the dad a blowjob, a la Ray Stantz. At one point, he's floating.
Oh, when he's levitating,
floating above the bed.
I did not
That's
read
just what I
that
thought about. That's not
as
real.
a
No, I'm
ghost
pretty sure.
blowjob.
No, well, I didn't
No.
read it.
I just
I'm
thought it was a
pretty
funny comparison.
sure. Actually, I
bet
was
you
curious
did.
about this because one of the few things I kind of remembered about us covering that other movie was I'm pretty sure it was stated or implied that in the same way we get a lot of like women being mounted or raped by demons or the devil, I'm pretty sure the dad was in
part 3.
in the movie we covered earlier about the Smurl case.
Oh, The Haunted.
The
Yes,
Haunted.
I
And I'm
believe you're
pretty-
correct.
And
I believe
so
you're
I'm
correct,
pretty sure
yeah.
in this movie that was their way of showing like, oh, he was
Really? I
like
forgot that
raped
entirely,
by the
too.
demon or whatever. So
Ooh.
sexual deviance.
Yeah, but this movie doesn't really
It
portray
doesn't
it
show.
thickly
Yeah,
enough for
it's-
me to feel confident about that. I thought
I
that
wouldn't say
because I
that,
thought
yeah.
about Ghostbusters and Ray Stantz levitating above the bed. Like that's
Yeah, I
That's
believe
what I
the
thought.
made-for-TV movie does a better job at conveying that
Yeah, okay.
than this movie. Yeah.
that's kind of fucked. Yeah, I don't know, man. All the human characters are all just so like I don't know, like righteous or like like they're all treated very lovingly, like absurdly lovingly. Like none of them have any real flaws. And they're not explored in
Yeah.
any way
They
either.
Well,
just-
that's how
all
I
they
want
have
us
to
to be
do-
shot when they make the Straight Chillin' movie, you know?
All
I
they
want
have to
them
do is like say a prayer and lay hands on things, and it all works out. So like the humans in this are like infallible, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Pretty
like a
much.
dirty mirror or nothing.
It's a dirty
I don't.
a dirty mirror that spins a lot. That's a pretty cooter behavior. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
God, that looks so stupid.
Yeah, that thing is like
Looks
there's
like
no one
shit.
entity either that you can point to and say like, oh,
We don't
it's
even
got
have a
this point, this point,
name?
and this point.
Yeah,
Like
they
we
don't
have
even have a
always
name.
had before.
The best you could do is probably like maybe the basement ghost because we know that was like a father who
Hey.
killed his family.
Oh well, the
But
wife cheated. You know what? The one she said that she had an affair, and that's why the guy killed her.
I didn't remember that.
I
Okay,
Yeah.
remember that.
but that's I mean,
Sexual
I don't know.
deviance,
Giant Annabelle doll because it sucks.
manipulation, looking a tire. Ooh.
Look at a tire because it looks like shit.
Mm, mm. Yeah, no, I don't. I just don't think everybody is, except for like the Warren family, in my opinion, in this movie, is paper thin as shit and just like infallible, as you said, Bob. So I just don't think there's a cooter.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah,
If you want more nuance, watch The Haunted from like 1991. I want
something
to
like
say.
that. I remember us being quite impressed with a
Janice!
movie from the
Yeah.
90s. Not that
Yeah,
it was good, but
Go back to, oh man, I don't know. What was it like? 510
No,
episode
I think it
510 or
I think it was before that.
505
495.
495. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Episode
Yeah.
495.
Our review of The Haunted.
Mikey was with us.
Oh, nice.
I thought he picked it for some reason in my mind. I thought he
No,
picked
it was a you pick.
Gabriel picked that.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I gave that a 1, so there's a reason.
What did
why.
I give it?
Oh, what?
You gave it a 2. Bob
Oh,
gave
well,
it
then
a
I guess I
3.
like this movie more. Bob is the only one who lives up to his statements.
That's
Mikey
insane
gave it a
to me.
2.5. Yeah.
I thought that movie was solid for what it was. Like solid.
Yeah, well,
I would much rather watch that than this.
Me too.
Well,
Well, because at
probably-
least that feels anachronistic and feel like it's got a nostalgia factor that this doesn't for me.
Sure.
So.
And it's like actually
got some wood.
that movie is about the Smurl family. Like it's a little cheesy, a little hokey because it's made for TV and it's in the 90s. And you take it kind of at face value, I guess, but I think it's more successful overall.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Check that movie out if you're interested in like the Warrens in any way. You can also buy the book, read the book about it if you want to do that.
Or you can do
Um,
none of those things.
Or just, you know,
Those things.
you
Or
could
just not.
stick your thumb up your ass.
Whoa.
That's
don't tempt me, Bob.
You can stick your thumb up Justin's ass, and he might
Shoulder bob.
love it.
Okay.
I'm just here to make sure you're living right. Shoulder Bob. Boys, let's talk about what we've been watching this week.
Hey, gang, what you been watching?
Rand Diesel, what you been watching?
Yeah, so since I finished up some DK Bonanza, I played a little bit of a game that I had heard about. It's an indie game called UFO 50, which is essentially like newly created 8-bit compendium of about 50 8-bit games that were just made by a team of dudes or team of developers or whatever. And it's a relatively inexpensive game. I've heard very good things about it, and it kind of gives you the sense of like digging through like old cartridges or whatever. And they're very simple games, but they're kind of fun, and they feel very much like they could have come out and stepped right out of the 80s.
Hmm.
So I've been enjoying that a little bit. I haven't
What
played
was
it a
that
ton,
called?
but UFO 50.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's
Sounds
kind of a
cool.
strange one. It's an indie game, so it does its own thing. Yeah, I like that. I watched a true crime doc called Unknown Number: The High School Catfish, and yeah, that. Did you watch that, Bob? I think I saw you nod there.
No, but it's on
Oh,
my list because you and I think at least one or two people on our Slack maybe mentioned it. So like I
who
want
was
to
that? Was
check it
that
out.
Midnight Mike? Maybe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Might have
forgetting
been.
who had that conversation with me about it. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it keeps you guessing, but like you're kind of I kind of circled what the ultimate situation was at like you do get answers on it is what I'm trying to get to. Like it's one of those true crime documentaries where you do kind of get answers, but the answers aren't super satisfying because they reveal like people with broken fucking brains, dude. Like people that act irrationally to say the least. Um
They
yeah,
need a
it's kind
shoulder
of
bob to guide
okay.
them.
The shoulder bob,
So
I
they
don't know
can
what's
live
going.
like soju.
Yeah.
Bob exclusively works out one shoulder.
If you want to
It's
live
just
like
huge.
soju, get yourself a shoulder bob.
Get yourself.
If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, go and get a shoulder bob as your wife. So next up, I watched Host. I rewatched Host from 2020, and that movie's still solid. Like shortest,
Yeah.
short movie, mercifully short, and
Oh, thank
but
God.
like
Oh,
they really commit to the to what they're doing on that movie, to the Zoom format, and I'm a sucker for found footage. It's a good movie. I enjoy it, even though I did not like the follow up from that director.
it's his only
Rewatched.
good movie so far.
Yeah, well, there's always next one. I hope
Hmm.
for his
There's
sake.
always number four that might not suck.
Wait, is there a third one? Was I not aware of that?
Yeah, he did that dash cam movie and then
Yeah, that's the only one I know about.
that Stephen King one we reviewed that you guys fucking shat all over.
Oh, what was it? I
Mm.
don't remember.
It's the creature in the closet. It's got Des
Oh,
Malchin was
Dulce
in it for like
Mulchin.
the very
Yeah.
first
The
scene.
Oh, was
Booger
that
Man or something like
the
that.
The
Boogeyman?
Boogeyman, the
Yeah,
Boogeyman, the Boogeyman.
yeah, that movie was not good.
Yeah.
Good actors, not a good movie. Anyway, aside from that, I did rewatch Clown in a Cornfield as well to get a little bit more Halloweeny vibe going. It was nice putting together like a little puzzle, a fall themed puzzle while watching some Clown in a Cornfield.
Whoa.
Not bad. Um, and then last but certainly not least, I watched The Rule of Jenny Penn, which Bob you had watched, and if I remember right, you had a pretty lukewarm take on it. Is that right?
Yeah. I didn't love
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
I liked it more than what you gave me the impression you liked about it. I
Good.
really like the performances were like pretty solid. I was shocked that John Lithgow could pull off that accent as well as he could. At least for my ears. But it's like got that really frustrating like cable guy energy where there's the one person who's just fucking somebody's life up so
Yeah.
bad without
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
ever noticing or caring.
Yeah.
And I
Great
don't know, I'm a
actors
sucker
in
for that
that.
sort of thing. Yeah, man,
Great
Jeffrey Rush is
actors.
incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. I definitely feel a little bit more fond about it than I think you do. But that's it for me. Yeah. Soju, what about you?
I didn't watch a whole lot this week, but a little tease. I did
Ooh.
rewatch for the umpteenth time Underworld for an upcoming episode I'm going to be doing with Caitlin over at Plug It Up. And I still really like that movie. I think it's really good. I think it's super underrated. I think that
Man,
franchise has like that movie like does amazing world building. I think it's really cool. I think it's
you really
good.
did Randy a huge favor here
Huh? Why?
What?
by not making him review it on our show.
Dude, we've been
That's
saying
a
we're gonna
ticking
have
clock.
Caitlin on
Like,
here for like 3 years to review the
I
man. We
had it on
did
the
we
calendar.
did Twilight instead.
I had it on the calendar, dog.
So,
yeah.
anyways, I kept pushing her off, and finally, I couldn't push her off any longer.
She just
Oof.
fucking took you over.
Yep. So we're
Jesus Christ.
doing it
This
on her podcast.
I don't like the framing of this.
We'll get there eventually, but no, I really do think, and because it was like so good, and I forgot how good it was, I started watching too. I haven't finished it yet, but yeah, Bill Nighy's just so fucking good. Well, I'll talk about it. Unplug it up. But other than that, I'm still working through that Alien Earth 2, and it's got your boy in it, Bob, the guy that you hate, you punchable face.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oliphant or whatever.
Timothy
Timothy
Oliphant.
Oliphant. Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
he's
know
in
that.
it. He's a cyborg or
I
something.
don't like
Well,
him.
he's in it. I don't think I like this very much, this Alien Earth.
I can't get through episode 2.
I think there is only 2 episodes.
No, there's like 4 at
Oh, did
least.
they add more or
Yeah.
something? Maybe they're doing that slow rollout thing that I hate or
One a week.
whatever.
What they're doing
Is
one
that
a
what it
week.
is? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. That's where I'm confused then.
I think it's like
Oh.
6. It's either 6 or 8 total. I forget.
Well, then I'm on 2 right now too, because they're like an hour and 15 minutes per episode or something like
Damn,
that.
really?
Yeah.
And man, it's got
Yeah.
some bad acting in it, honestly.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah, and it's you know what? It's got some interesting concepts, and I do like the general premise of the building that they're doing. I don't know if they move past that or whatever, but I think that's pretty cool. It's got kind of like a Die Hard Judge Dredd-esque kind of thing going on, but the acting's bad and it's too bloated with like crazy ideas they're trying to world build, but they'll just tell you a bunch of shit. Not crazy about that one, honestly. That's about all I've been watching. Bob, what you been watching?
Oh, hey. Not a ton. Rewatched the first Conjuring movie just because it's been so long since I've seen any of those movies, and I knew we were talking about this one, obviously, so watched that as a bit of a refresher. Other than that, we went to Halloween Horror Nights this past weekend,
Nice.
and we hit 4 of the 10 houses.
Oof.
And so we started off with the Terrifier house, which is like kind of the most hyped house this year, as far as
Because
I'm
you get
aware.
wet, right?
Yeah, so there's like a dry path and a wet path. And we were like about to get in line for it, and there were people selling ponchos out front. And I was like, hey, let me buy a poncho because, I want to do the wet path or whatever. And they were like, straight up, they were like, you don't fucking need it. Like, they were there to sell ponchos for $15 a piece. And they're like, you don't need it. You don't
Yeah.
need to
Wow,
waste your
really?
money. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, thanks for your honesty. I really appreciate it. So
That's
I got in
awesome that they
line.
did that.
Yeah, and like 90% of the path is dry no matter what. And then at the very end, the very last room you walk through, it then does like split and you can take the dry path to the wet path. So I went through the wet path
wow.
and it's just like one room and you like get sprayed with some water and like it's really not that big of a
Is
deal.
it water?
It's water. I thought it would be blood.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not
so
even
like
dyed?
the light in the room is all red, so it looks red, but it's just water, because they're
Oh.
not trying to like ruin your clothes or dye your clothes or whatever. So it's
Guess.
like not that big of a deal.
Yes.
I thought that was
Uh,
part of like I thought it was like part of the I don't know, the William Castle of it all. It's like you sign away your rights to clean clothes or some shit. I don't know. Like
Yeah. It was that the house overall, I will say, I was surprised how they represented like the more ghastly moments in the franchise. Like I thought they would have to kind of back off of that stuff. But they really do like kind of walk you through all three movies, and they include like the worst moments of all three movies as you're going
Okay.
through the house.
All right.
At the end of the day, the house was fine. Like I didn't it was fine. It was just fine.
Yeah.
I do think they're like original houses, the stuff that's not like IP, like it's not, your Halloween or your Friday the 13th or your Terrifier or whatever. The original properties that they sort of come up with are generally better, and I feel like each year I go that just gets proven, and
Mm.
this year definitely continued to prove that. They have this one house that's like it's all about like Norse mythology, and you walk through it, and they've got like kind of Blair Witchy stick figures hanging all over the place, and they have like this giant burning kind of like Wicker Man-esque effigy thing in the center, and you've got these like gargoyle kind of things that are flying around, and like werewolves and just a lot of
Nice.
really cool stuff. Like that
That's
house was
cool.
by far my favorite. Um, we also went into this dollhouse that was like it reminded me of the fucked up kid in Toy Story that was like melting his
Sid.
toys, and yeah, Sid.
Mm.
It reminded me of that. So like you're walking through the houses or the rooms in the house, and you kind of smell like burnt plastic, and these like messed up, mangled toys are kind of coming after you, and that was pretty cool. And then we hit up the last one that we actually made it to was like a old school Spanish style house that you walk into, and there's this artist like painting these really ornate paintings that sort of like come to life and like overtake him, and then you kind of walk through uh his art but come to life basically, which was also really really cool. So
That does sound cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I like the
recommend.
original
That is
houses.
really
I would.
cool.
Yeah, the original stuff's I think it's where it's
I
at.
understand that those aren't the things people come for. So like, I'm glad that they still do those at all. To be honest, because like if they were rides, like every ride in
Yeah,
every fucking theme park has to have an IP now. So
sure.
Yeah.
it's nice that they have some stuff that they're just like inventing whole cloth still.
It'd be a cool job though of like
Oh my
designing
god,
haunted
dream job,
houses.
dude.
Boys, maybe we'll get a straight chilling house one day.
Oh, great. I can see the picture of Shoulder Bob on the wall already.
Shoulder Bob just fucking your
Mm.
shit
The
up.
most terrifying room is when your QCHE coins plummet, you know?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Buy the dip, buy the dip. I thought the scariest would be when you walk through the Hall of Blues and they start collapsing on you.
Oh no.
And then a bunch of
Oh
cats eat your
God.
face.
The Hall of
Cats.
Blues.
You know,
Have
in
any
your
cats?
abandoned blue lair.
You open up the boxes and they're all empty, you know?
The
Oh my
the
god.
sweet relief at the end of the house is when you're left alone with sexy Dracula.
Oh yeah. You gotta pay extra for
Yeah.
that room.
Oh my
That's
god.
the wet
So much
room.
extra.
Do you get paid more if they do stuff to your butt?
They
That
said
you
they
want
wanted a wet room and we gave it to them,
the
boys.
wet
Oh
path
my.
or the dry path.
That ain't water this time, baby.
Hope you brought some draws, some backup draws. So yeah, Halloween Horror Nights, good time as always. Check it out. That's what we made it to. That's all I've been doing, not really watching. We do have, I believe, two voicemails this week, so let's go ahead and jump over to our hotline screams.
Hotline scream.
If you guys are listening, would like to call and leave a voicemail to be featured on next week's show, you can hit us up at 904-638-3231. First up, we're going to hear from our boy yet again, Nouse. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey guys, it's Nas again, calling in for the third time now, and for 3 weeks. So I'm on that 3-week streak But I listened this morning to Joyride. I really enjoyed that episode. Y'all convinced me to go and watch it, so I'll be watching that very soon. But for the end of the episode, y'all doing Conjuring, and y'all said haunting road trip thingies or haunting. I didn't have a haunting road trip, but back at our old house, me and my mom for sure thought we had a poltergeist in our house because I lived. We renovated our house and like the attic became my room, so I had a huge room. But then you had a little attic above my room, like an attic where you couldn't stand, only crawl and sit, like a crawl attic. I don't know how you call it again. But we had that, and always on that attic you could hear footsteps, like in the night, like you could hear footsteps, like, but nobody could be walking there because it's a crawl space. And always my mom always heard knocking next to her head, but that couldn't be true because her head was always their bed, the bed thingy, the head of the bed was against the wall, and then it was directly our neighbor's house next to that, so or else the neighbor was fucking knocking at 3 a.m. next to her, but I don't think so. But yeah, I could always hear footsteps and knocking and shit, and my mom too, and we were convinced we had a poltergeist. But they always say poltergeists are like the friendliest ghosts, like, have those people seen the Poltergeist movie? Like, no. But we moved, so we got rid of that. Otherwise, yeah, it was a great cast of Joyride. I really enjoyed it. Oh yeah, last time I talked about the Hulk, the different Hulks, the Edward Norton Hulk and the 2001 Hulk. Y'all should review that movie, man. The 2001 or 4 Hulk, I don't know what year it was exactly, but that movie is like, that has horror movie things in it, man. It's crazy. But
and we're cut off.
I saw that movie, but
is that the Ang Lee one? Like,
yeah.
I remember that being like the most
time.
comic booky movie that
had
come out up to that point.
panels and everything.
Yeah, they did like panel strips or whatever. I mean, there's definitely some genre stuff going on for sure, but I don't remember it feeling very horror necessarily.
I don't remember much.
I never saw that.
I think the villain was like, wasn't he like the Absorb Man or something, where he could transform his hands or like his body into other things? So he was like metal or something. I don't know.
I think the villain was called Shoulder Bob.
He would just ram people with his one big massive shoulder.
Damn.
Yeah, he did.
One arm looks like a fucking hockey pad. And the other
I think that
normal.
knocking next to your mom's head was knocking boots, my guy.
Yeah, I think your neighbors were just plowing at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I think so. 3 a.m. They're just going to town.
I also heard some wailing, some very high pitched wailing coming through the walls.
There's these loud claps.
I feel like these ghosts just were clapping at 3 a.m.
Massive ass cheeks.
Why gotta be massive?
That's what I want in my mind, Randy.
I mean, you're not gonna hear them skinny cheeks clapping through 2 walls.
These pancake booties slap.
The silver dollar pancake booty. That's the one.
It just sounds like a bunch of flat silver dollar pancakes.
In my dreams, these ghosts are fucking double cheeked up at 3 a.m., okay?
Triple, maybe triple, baby.
Damn. Oh my god. Trip split.
Damn.
And it's my mind.
I mean, if anything's
we're just guests in it.
If anything's gonna haunt me, it's gonna be triple cheeks on a Thursday
I hope
night.
so. Got to be a
Yeah.
Thursday.
If you're gonna be
That's
haunted,
goth
That was-
sex night.
I mean, the
every
footsteps,
night.
that's spooky,
It's
though. I
goth
mean, I
sex
like
night.
that.
When you're goth Bob, it is.
When your shoulder
Goth
bob.
shoulder bob. That's a hybrid we don't want to see.
Goth shoulder Bob. Dude,
Try
we
it.
know what that looks like.
Try living with it.
I gotta find
Okay.
that picture.
Yeah. Glad you got rid of those ghosts now. I guess. I'm glad.
Poltergeist.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Thanks for calling in, brother. Glad you're doing well. Last but not least, we're gonna hear from our friend Chris. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hey, Straight Chillin' Crew. This is Chris in Louisiana. I just was listening to the Bliss episode, and then Moss called, left a voicemail about his experience with the I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I've always had these thoughts about I Know What You Did Last Summer, the original, and I think it's a unique anomaly because I remember I'd seen it in theaters opening weekend, and it was like would never have been greenlit if it hadn't have been for the success of Scream. But and I remember when it was over, I was like, yeah, that was pretty good, and I liked it, and rented it a couple more times after that. But then as the years go on, and the last time I rewatched it, I was like, dude, this is complete garbage. It's almost unwatchable. And I think it's because, and then it got me thinking about like why I thought that it was pretty good, upon first viewing. But I think one thing you have to remember that what makes it a unique anomaly is that, like, you look at all the other horror movies that were coming out in the 90s, and that was, like, particularly the late 90s, before Scream, and then even after Scream, it was uniquely bad. Like, we were so thirsty for good horror movies, and they were around, you could poke around and find them, but, I mean, the shit that was coming out in the theaters around that time, it was Wishmaster and, just garbage. Like, it was just really bad. But anyways, I just wanted to note that, that unique take on I Know What You Did Last Summer. And, people probably still view it fondly. But anyways, all right. Well, thanks for the show. Talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, like, I don't think that it was like, it definitely wasn't devoid of good movies coming out, but this was before we hit a real, like, the Scream resurgence was like kind of the only game going until like Blair Witch hit and found footage blew everybody's tits off. So I don't know. That makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, 1997 horror movies, Anaconda, Wishmaster, Event Horizon was probably top of the list. Scream Deuce, Alien, Resurrection.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, well, I know, but I mean, to be a cube, I mean, so yeah, there's not a lot of like big classic.
The 90s get poo-pooed, I think, unfairly. On Blair Witch, we've already mentioned that.
Yeah.
You've
It
got
seems like a pretty down year, though, to me.
Yeah, the 97 particularly it seemed bad. 98 now was The Faculty, Blade, that H2O, that's bad. Godzilla.
Amazing. You got
X-Files
New Nightmare
movies, maybe.
New Nightmare in 94, Stir of Echoes in 99, Dusk Till Dawn 96.
Yeah.
Like every year has a couple of good ones in there. It's just, but I do think that like per capita, the things that were being released on a wide scale seems like a lower percentage than some other eras. And it definitely seems like it was kind of piecemeal, right? Like I can't necessarily identify a huge trend between like from Dusk Till Dawn, The Craft, and Scream. You know what I mean? Like those just seem like pretty different things, which I long for a time where that was still true, honestly, but where things like that were released were vastly different from each other, but that's not always the case.
99 was probably the best year, but also I will say the late 90s was really good for Asian horror. I mean, you had Ring come out, Whispering Corridors came out, and then you had Audition come out the next year. I feel like 99 though was a banger. You had Deep Blue Sea,
It was.
Idle Hands.
Audition, Sleepy Hollow, Idle Hands, Blair Witch, The Mummy.
I mean, yeah, that's a fucking solid year.
Yeah, Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense is a huge one. Like Sixth Sense
Yeah.
and Blair Witch coming out the same year is kind of nuts.
I'm still
honestly.
waiting on
And
the
Audition.
69th Sense, personally.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be waiting a while, Bob.
Yeah, there's a few more to get to.
Yeah, so 99 was a banger. 99 seems like top tier from the 90s for sure.
Yeah, there's some good shit. There's some good shit happening. I feel like 90s get kind of unfairly shat on. I think there's more good stuff than maybe people remember.
I agree with that.
But
I think that there's more to it than people give it credit for. That I'll agree to.
The strong like subgenres or like, moments other than like I guess the slasher revival that happened. Like I feel like just most people don't know what to label the 90s as.
Yeah.
There's just like random good movies.
There's a lot of sci-fi stuff going on in the 90s too. The X-Files was big.
Yeah. Some found footage stuff, I guess. But...
Yeah.
It was a comedy heavy era. But
there's good shit. There's good shit out there.
There's good shit in every decade ultimately. And every
but
year
90s is
probably,
a
there's
big
at least a
it
few
seems
of them.
like a dip.
But I feel like you're right. Like it's kind of the lack of an overarching trend that you can identify that started happening with like I think that the slasher revival is kind of the first big one I can recall happening. Before that, it was just like slasher after slasher after slasher in the same vein, and then a few other movies here or there that were some avant-garde, some schlock, but none of them like super cohesive, like with each other in any way in a cultural sense. Then this happened, Scream happened, that changed the game. Then Blair Witch happened, that changed the game. Then like J horror started happening. All those things started trends of their own, and then fucking Saw,
Yeah. When I think of the 90s, the shit that I saw at a very young age, so I wasn't seeing a ton of stuff. I think of Scream and like the slasher revival. Obviously, Blair Witch, just in and of itself, was like a behemoth. And then I think of the Dark Castle production company, like remaking all those William Castle movies with like House on Haunted Hill and 13 Ghosts and The Haunting.
But 13 Ghosts was 2003. House on Haunted Hill
and House on Haunted Hill are both 99.
99.
Okay, well,
yeah.
so right on
yeah.
the cusp there. Yeah. That's what I think of anyways.
Yeah, I don't know. There's it just seemed like there wasn't like an overarching direction for horror for a while is what it feels like. And there's still some good stuff in there, but it was kind of all piecemeal. It feels like to me. And I could be wrong about that, but like that's how I remember it.
Yeah. I Know What You Did Last Summer, like it has some charm to it. I've never loved it, honestly. Like I know a lot of people have, and maybe, if I was at a different age when it came out, I might feel differently about it, but it's got some charm. I don't hate it, but like it's fine, I don't.
Maybe for the time it was fine, but I mean, it literally came out the year after Scream. So
yeah,
it feels like I don't know. Like the idea that it would get a legacy sequel now seems that's where I'm like baffled by it. But
yeah, like,
I understand why it was successful in the moment to some extent. I liked it fine. I never was also, but it didn't change the game. It didn't. It was like big with people our age because it was a teen horror movie in the vein of the biggest horror movie that had come out in years. So we all knew it, and we all seemed to enjoy it.
It's really baffling that like in as much as I love Scream and the Scream franchise, like I don't need these legacy characters to come back. And even less so when it comes to like I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like who cares about any of those characters? Like why bring any of them back? I don't know why.
I have a better question.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting? And we need to hear them say that line when they come back in the Legacy sequel too.
You got to.
It's very important.
What are you waiting for?
Otherwise, the movie sucks, right?
Look, they didn't even say,
Maybe
what are you
it's
waiting
good.
for? What is this bullshit?
Hey, thanks for calling in, Chris.
Yeah, that took us some places.
Yeah, we had a couple tangents there.
We should just cut that out. That's a mini episode right there. Just throw that up. The boys discuss the 90s. 90s or mini episode. Boom. Unlock.
We can still do that. We'll just repeat ourselves. It's fine. Gotta make hay where you can.
Shoulder Bob says no.
Whoa.
Thanks for calling in, Chris. Next week, we're going to be back with a brand new show. As always, we're talking about another You Pick the Flick. The movie was chosen by the one, the only Dongster Sam.
Oh, yeah.
It is Hilarious from 2019. Hell. He double hockey sticks hilarious from 2019. This is currently on Tubi, so you can watch it for free 99. It is a recent anthology that I've never heard of before.
Oh,
same.
Anthology. It's been a while since we covered an anthology.
Yeah.
You know what the good thing about, well, hopefully, fingers crossed. Usually with an anthology, there's at least like one or two good segments.
Yeah.
At least if it's bad, then like it's
almost never more
separated
than
by
that.
smaller stories. At least it's like easy to kind of take it as pieces.
Dear God, hopefully it doesn't suck.
You know what though? We had a rough run at the beginning of the year, but we've had some really good U picks this go around.
I agree. I just think in general we've been blessed with better movies.
The second half of the year
so.
has been #blessed.
Hashtag
blessed. We are blessed in the house of the chill. Check out Hilarious over on Tubi
Don't
for
forget
free.
to send your tithing checks this week.
Tithes to your boy Shoulder Bob. Just make it
out to cash chilling.
Cash chilling. Yes. Most important.
Did we establish what Shoulder Bob means by any chance?
Oh, we know what Shoulder Bob means.
Right.
If you want your own Shoulder Bob, go ahead and make that check out to
Is that like a Funko
Pop?
Chilling.
Leave the dollar amount blank, though.
And we'll
That's very
send you one real
The
quick.
Shoulder Bob Funko Pop available now wherever you buy your vinyl figurines of weirdos.
Can we get him with stash or without stash? Can we?
You'll get him as he comes.
It comes with a little pencil, so
So
you can
early?
draw the stash on yourself if you want.
Randy with the fucking dunk on that one. Thank you. Call in 904-638-3231. Hit us up with more haunting stories, I think. I like what Nouse was talking about. Spooky things he experienced in his house, in his attic, in his second attic?
Crawl space attic, yeah.
Crawl space attic?
Mm-hmm.
The attic of the attic. Hit us up if you experienced any like hauntings. Yeah, we're getting into spooky season. I feel like that's appropriate. Let us know. Outside of that, we're talking about an anthology next week. What's your favorite anthology? Let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Tell
904-638.
us if you know
3231. Call in.
I was gonna say, let us know if you have an anthology where there is literally no segment that is a clunker. I would love to see that happen. I'm not
That's
sure.
hard.
I don't think I can think of one. So
Yeah.
It's hard to pull off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
It's a
comes
tough
to
one.
my mind right off the bat.
Yeah, likewise. Anyway, I'm
Shoulder Bob
mining
will
for
help
gold
you
here.
out.
What the fuck is going on with this show?
Yeah, watch Hilarious. Get ready for next week's show. Until then, we're on all the social medias. Hit us up. Just search Straight Chilling. We'll pop right up. If you want to join in the daily Slack channel conversations, hit us up on one of those social media outlets, and I'll send you a link so you can join in on the fun. Until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
I'm right on schedule.
Where is it?